Welcome back to Network Africa. What would the world be like without teachers, especially those who risk their lives to impart knowledge on children in conflict-ridden countries around the world? Their efforts and long suffering is what the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, highlights every year on October the 5th. However, the challenges of teaching ranges from inavailability or shortage of good teachers, chairs, electricity, even books. Sometimes, even a very terrible learning environment can hinder learning. But teachers, many of them, are still dedicated to teaching. While the number of children going to primary school has increased, roughly 120 million around the world are still not attending any kind of school. Now, to reach the goal of universal primary education by 2020, UNESCO says more than 12.5 million teachers will be recruited. And World Teachers Day calls for countries to look at and address teachers' issues and to empower them with training and support as key steps towards that 2020 goal. Quickly, let's take you through questions. Now, I'm being joined by Dr. Saidu Jallo, a senior program specialist for education at the UNESCO Regional Office in Abuja. He joins me now. Thank you so much for making our time on the program. I know it's been a very, very, very busy day for you. What would you say has been the major challenge for teachers around the world, especially in Africa? Such a day like this that UNESCO is celebrating teachers around the world. Yes, there are still challenges.
Yeah, thank you for having. Hello?
Go ahead.
Today, as you rightly said, we are celebrating the teachers around the world, and for us, we are celebrating teachers in Africa. Now, with regards to your question relating to the challenges that teachers face, the major ones, there are several, of course, but they have challenges of low remuneration packages. Generally, teachers are very lowly paid compared to other professions. The status of the profession is also very low, lowly regarded. There is limited opportunities for structured, effective, and continuous professional development and support when they are already trained and are in the field. There's also the limited empowerment of teachers. Now, these teachers are extremely crucial to the achievement of, I'm sure now you know these Sustainable Development Goals we're talking about, but in particular, goal number 4, which relates to education, for instance, to achieve goal number 4, we need the teachers. We need teachers and qualified teachers, well-motivated teachers, and so on. So, but the problems they are facing at the moment, sometimes in difficult circumstances, they live and work in very difficult conditions, deep inside our countries with limited infrastructure and support. These are all challenges that confront the present-day teacher.
Okay, so let me quickly ask you, because I have quite a few questions and we're out of time, but UNESCO says more than 12.5 million teachers will be needed to keep over 120 million children around the world who are currently out of school in school. What are you doing to ensure that this is a possibility in Africa? And you also know that Nigeria also has a huge number of unschooled children in the country, especially in the north. What are you doing to curb this?
Okay, well, the figures being quoted, especially in the statement by the Director General of UNESCO, joint statement, along with the heads of agencies of ILO, UNICEF, and the UNDP and Education International, it's like that 10.9 million teachers need to be recruited if we are going to achieve universal primary education by 2020. That's the figure, 10.9 million. All the same, whether 12.9 million, 12.5 million you heard, you quoted, or 10.9 million, which is in the statement of joint statement of these heads of agencies, the fact remains that the number of teachers required, qualified teachers required, is very high. It's very high, and countries are doing their best. And UNESCO, for instance, is working with governments to continue to advocate at the level of the states for the recognition of the importance and the centrality of the teacher in the education process.
Okay.
He or she is critical. That's one. We are also supporting countries to develop more comprehensive teacher policies for teachers.
Okay.
Not education policies, but policies for teachers.
Dr. Seydou Jallow.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you there. The policies that UNESCO's are pushing to help work with states to make sure that all of these goals that UNESCO has set comes to pass are already in motion. Thank you so much, Dr. Seydou Jallow. Thank you so much for joining us on Network Africa as a Senior Program Specialist for Education at the UNESCO Regional Office in Abuja. Well, that's Network Africa. Thank you so much for watching. I am Adeshewa Josh.